Hello and welcome to another video from the Silver Citizen. Remember, if you like what you see, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. Now let's get into it. This is about the game that was played yesterday afternoon at Anfield. Against Liverpool, City drew 1-1. Against VAR, City got beat 1-0. Started off like an house on fire, a little scruffer, not really much happening. It's a scrappy game. Calmed down a little, then built up again and became a bit scrappy again. With not really much happening, except for the biased commentary from Gary Neville. Which means, what do you really expect other than him to quietly cheer for his history twin? And what I mean by that is Fabinho and Thiago barging into the back of City players was met with the commentary of, there's a few fans in this ground that might not like it, but the neutral will love the fact that Anthony Taylor is letting this game flow. A challenge on Salah? Well, that's a different story. That's a foul. I can't believe he's not given a free kick for that. That should be a free kick. That's a foul. Not even trying to hide your bias, your love of Liverpool, your hatred of Man City. And for those of you that turn around saying Gary Neville doesn't love Liverpool, of course he does. Liverpool United, two cheeks from the same arsehole. History twins. And you know how I know he doesn't hate Liverpool? He wore a Liverpool shirt, live on Sky Sports. Now there are some of you that might think to yourself, he had a bet with Jamie Carragher and he lost. That was the bet. He'd wear a Liverpool shirt if he lost and Carragher would wear a United shirt. Well, they both wore each other's shirt, didn't they? Carragher putting on a United shirt, Neville putting on a Liverpool shirt. The love of each other. I'll tell you what real hatred is. When I was in high school, I hated United just as much as I do now. And I had PE, third period. Now, when I got to my first period, and I opened my bag to take my books out, that's when I noticed there was no PE kit. That's when I remembered that I must have left it on my bed at home. Now, if I'd have had PE, fourth period, fifth period, I'd have gone home at dinner and got it. But the fact that I had PE third period, and the only thing, went straight from first period to second, and then I had a 15-minute break until I had PE. And it took me about 20 minutes to walk home, so an hour at dinner would have given me enough time. 15 minutes at the first break wouldn't. So it gets to PE and I turn around to the teacher and I tell him that I haven't got my kit, and he said, I don't believe you. So I opened my bag. And he went, right. Okay, give me a minute. And he comes back with a black pair of shorts and a United top. And he went, there you go, you can wear that. Oh, I'm not wearing a United top. I'm a City fan. We got dead in that. That's hatred. If he'd have given me a Chelsea shirt, which I didn't hate, or Tottenham, Arsenal, Everton, Bolton, Bury, Oldham, Rochdale, plenty of football kits that I'd have worn. Not that I'm a supporter, just that I don't hate them, so, yeah. But he gave me a United one. I wasn't going to wear it. And he said to me, right, you've got three options. You can either find your PE kit, wear the United top, or do it in your boxers. And if you come outside in your school uniform, I'm going to make sure you do it in your boxers. I walked out 5 minutes later in my boxers. I had a pair of shoes on, obviously. But I had nothing but a pair of boxers on. And he turned around and said, what are you doing? I said, well, you said I had three options. Find my PE kit, Well, that's on my bed at home. Wear a United top. That's not going to happen. I do it in my boxes. I chose option 3. You then told me to go inside, get my school uniform on, sit out, and make sure I had it for next PE lesson. That's hatred. If Gary Neville hated Liverpool and Jamie Carragher would have turned around and said, I win the bet, you wear a Liverpool shirt, Gary Neville would have said, not a chance. You win the bet, I'll come in here wearing nothing but my boxers. I'll wear swimming trunks. I'm not wearing a Liverpool shirt. But it's not hatred, you see. It's pretend hatred. An hidden love affair between the two. So for any of you turning around saying, Gary Neville said that the City goal was a foul. Yeah, I've heard Gary Neville say quite a few things about City. He hates the club. The fact of the matter is, there was no foul. It was a beautiful goal. But VAR wouldn't allow City to take the lead at Anfield. So they looked at him. Did he kick the ball out of Alisson's hands? And they looked at the replay and they looked at the replay and they thought, you know what, he never actually had control of that ball. We can't disallow it for that. Is there anything else we can disallow it for? Oh, yeah, we've got something here. Go to the monitor, just look a couple of times and disallow it. So everything that happened in that game from that moment on, null and void. Because the game should have carried on with a 1-0 win. Well, a 1-0 lead for City. And then the lift that the Liverpool players got for a beautiful goal getting disallowed, the lift that the fans got for seeing a beautiful goal disallowed, wouldn't have happened. So everything that happened in that game since that point wouldn't have happened. Including Edison's fantastic save for Salah where the referee gave a goal kick. But it was a fantastic save. Without it, that had been going in the net. Didn't have much chance with the goal. That, for me, was a Cancelo fault. Cancelo's mistake. But there was no difference between Cancelo's challenge on Salah and Haaland's challenge on Fabinho. Nothing. But you see, one was for Liverpool, one was against. And, VAR can't allow that. Which is why VAR is the reason that City will always be, no matter who wins the league this year or next year, City will always be the last team to ever win a beautiful title. An honest title. A true title. In the formidable season. Every title since then is tainted by VAR. And yes, City's last two. If City were to win at leagues this year, tainted by VAR. Arsenal, same thing. Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool, doesn't matter who wins it. United, West Ham, doesn't matter. The title is tainted. The last team to win a beautiful title was Manchester City. Because VAR get involved and VAR make wrong mistake after wrong mistake after wrong mistake and overturn correct decisions. Now, I'm not talking about an Anfield official making a mistake. I mean, there was no mistake yesterday. That was a perfectly good goal that VAR decided, you know what, we'll rule out. And Anthony Taylor hasn't got the balls big enough to turn around and say, no, I'm sticking by my own decision. Unlike, I might add, Michael Oliver, who did actually turn around and say, no, I think I got it right. That was refreshing to see, but don't expect too much of it. It might not even be anything that directly affects your club. Take City and Newcastle, for example. Kieran Trippier should have seen red. It was a perfect red card. Went in with his stud showing on Kevin De Bruyne's knee while the ball was on the floor. I mean, you've got to ask yourself, if VAR was around all the way through the Premier League, would Roy Keane have had his red card overturned when he fouled Haaland? Because there is no real difference other than the fact that, De Bruyne didn't have his leg planted. He had it off the floor, which I think was the only reason he didn't have his leg broken. Between Kieran Trippier's challenge and Roy Keane's. The ball's on the floor, knee height, stud showing. But VAR, no. Overturn that. So everything that happened in that game since, City could have won the game 4-3. So the confidence that Newcastle had of how they played and they got a point wouldn't have been carried into the next game. What would have been carried into the next game is they were up 3-1 and got beat 4-3. If City had gone on and won, I mean. Also, any influence that Kieran Trippier had in the game after wouldn't have happened because he'd have been serving a suspension. Now, whether I think a straight red might be 3. I think a second yellow might be 1. So the next 3 games really that Newcastle had, Kieran Trippier, whatever he did in that game, wouldn't have happened. Any confidence they got from Kieran Trippier's involvement wouldn't have happened. So every result that Newcastle get and the teams they play against, the results that they get, null and void. The confidence that Liverpool get from beating City 1-0 when it shouldn't have been because of VAR, leaving every result that Liverpool get and Manchester City get from now on out null and void. Therefore, as long as VAR is here, no team will ever win a beautiful title again. Congratulations, Man City. We were the last team to ever do it. I only see 2 possibilities for the outcome of this. 1, scrap the on-field officials. Just get rid of them. What is the point of having an on-field official? If VAR determine which games they can re-referee and which games they can't. City's, for example. They can re-referee a red card by Kieran Trippier for going in with his studs on Kevin De Bruyne's knee while the ball's on the floor. But they can't re-referee a game where João Cancelo gets an elbow to the face and the referee gives a corner. They can't referee that. No. So we either get rid of the on-field officials because, let's face facts, they say VAR's not there to re-referee. VAR just determines which games they want to re-referee and which sides they want to re-referee for. So we either scrap the on-field officials or we get rid of VAR. And considering the fact that VAR is about as much use as a blood-soaked sanitary towel, I opt for no VAR. But as long as we've got VAR, nobody will ever win a beautiful title. Now, as far as City's performance is concerned, it wasn't great. The fact that Pep Guardiola waited until the 89th minute to make a substitute was pathetic. It was an absolute disgrace. Now, I only coach, grassroots football, and I'm a level 1 coach. Pep's like, I think he's level 5 or level 6 or something like that. And he's a far better coach than me. I'm not questioning his coaching abilities or anything like that. But what is the fucking point on substituting someone in the 89th minute? By the time he gets up to speed, the referee's blowing for full time. Give him at least 15 minutes before the end. At least. Me personally, I'd have made 2 substitutes at half time. Hell, I'd have substituted Cancelo after about half an hour for Sergio Gomez. Moved Akanji out to right back, put Ake and Diaz in the middle, and Gomez on left because I thought Cancelo was a waste of space. Absolute crap. All game. But the fact that it made it to half time, that's when it had definitely happened. Me personally, I'd have made the substitute after half an hour. At half time, I'd have brought Grealish on for Foden because I thought Foden was crap. Yes, he scored a goal in the second half. He did absolutely nothing in the first half. He'd have got substituted for me at half time for Grealish. When it got to about 60 minutes, I'd have brought off Gundogan for Alvarez. That'd have been substitute number 3. When it got to about 70 to 75 minutes, I'd have brought off De Bruyne and put on Mahrez or Palmer. And then if you want to make a last-ditch attempt at a substitute on 90 minutes, take off a defender. You're getting beat 1-0. And bring on either Mahrez or Cole Palmer. Or Rodri. Take off Rodri and bring on Mahrez or Cole Palmer. Move Sergio Gomez into the holding midfield role and go to a back 3. But to wait until the 89th minute to bring on Alvarez, pathetic. Might as well not make any subs. No, it wasn't a very good day at the office, if I'm honest. In terms of performance, I thought Edison had a great game. I don't think he had done anything wrong, really, with the goal. He came out, he spread it himself. It was a good finish by Salah. He made a fantastic save from Salah earlier on in the game. It should have been a corner, but the referee gave a goal kick. He had a good game. For the first time this season, I think Haaland lacked a little belief in front of goal. There wasn't really much conviction with any of his shots. He had an header that he was peeling further and further away, so the only place he could put it was at the keeper, probably. But he headed it right at the keeper. He got put through by Bernardo Silva, and instead of hitting it low and hard past the keeper's legs, he decided to try and chip him. Well, he's about 4 yards away from him. He's not chipping someone who's in goal for an under-9s team. He's chipping someone that's at least 6 foot. I don't know how tall Allison is, but he's at least 6 foot. He's about 5 yards in front of him and tries chipping it over him. Just thanks. Should have been hit low and hard, either between his legs or at the side of one of his legs. Kind of passing that Allison does when people are running towards him and he just passes it and he goes inches past the legs. Because while they're running out, they can't suddenly stop and stick the foot out. So while he was running out, he should have hit it, bang. And if he waited until he'd stopped, hit it through his legs, hit it at the side of his leg. If he gets his foot out in time, he gets his foot out in time. But it's a better option than trying to chip him. He had a chance in the second half, Haaland. I don't think there was much conviction in the shot. For me, first time this season, I think he's gone into a game not confident of scoring. Now, was it because of Liverpool are one of the only two sides to stop him scoring this season? I don't know. But anyway, Ireland was wasteful. Bernardo was our best player outfield. Defensively, we just kept on making too many mistakes. Offensively, no one but Bernardo was really doing anything or trying to do anything. No, it wasn't a very good performance, but the fact of the matter is, even though we weren't playing well, and I know we can do much better, we should have took the lead. And then everything that happened after that, null and void. But anyway, like I said, we drew with Liverpool 1-1. We got beat off Liverpool 1-0. Now, we were going to have a game against another top side in midweek. Thankfully, that's been postponed. Because otherwise, it'd be back-to-back defeats. Luckily, it's been postponed till after the World Cup. So, it's one of those weird seasons where our players coming back from the World Cup, injury-wise, not injury-wise, confidence-wise, stuff like that. It's a weird season. But anyway, till next Saturday when we play Brighton. Adios, amigos.